Hey everyone, it's Tony George along with my lead consultant in the WNBA, Tim Fines, and we are talking about the season opening May 8th as we tape this 3 days away, the 2026 edition of the WNBA. Here, find all my plays every single day at DocSports.com. As you know, 3 out of the last 4 years, we've profited for a total of around right at $11,000. So one losing season, that's it. Out of the last 4, 2 of those, 62% or better. Not blowing smoke up your butt. It's a good sport to get involved in. Find a lot of weak lines from the books. And Tim, how you doing, buddy? You ready for another year?
Tony, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. Always good to see you. I am. I'm ready. I'm excited. This is the first time in a long time. I think, Tony, you and I have been doing this long enough where so many people reach out to you and I and other handicappers and say, how do we get into this business, right? A lot of times I want to tell them, well, just get in a head crank and just crank your head down and then throw yourself in a wood chipper, right? But this year for the WNBA, man, this is exciting. This is exciting. I'm looking at a game which you and I never do for opening day. There's a line, and I'm not going to say a word other than that because I can't give it away. There's a line on opening day that should be an 8-unit game of the year. So we're going to have a top play right from the jump street. We got some free futures we're going to give out for everybody. We're going to go through some quick power rankings and give some nice little freebies, some golden nuggets out to all you guys out there and gals who are listening. So I'm ready, man. I'm excited and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, our last 3 times we've done shows, we've given out 7 or 8 unit picks for futures for free, and they've all cashed.
Okay.
And, of course, last year at the All-Star break, Tim gave away, told you to keep an eye on Las Vegas. They started out kind of shitty and then jumped up and ended up winning it all. Tim, we've got 2 new teams this year, 2 expansion teams. The Toronto Tempo, whose season win total is at 15.5, and Portland, whose season win total is at 9.5. I'm going to ask about those real quick. But last year, we kind of kicked Golden State to the curb out of the gate, and boy, did they come on.
Well, we kicked them to the curb, and they kicked our ass. How about that?
One of the better defensive teams in the league.
Yep.
Still going to be. It was a little bit weird. They had some strange roster moves in the offseason, and I don't know how that's going to affect them, but we'll still be looking at that team for unders this year. The core of that's still around, but the 2 new expansion teams, Tim.
I'll give you one sentence. God bless them.
Okay.
I mean, listen, the Portland Fire are going to be absolutely god-awful. I mean, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, whatever you want to call it, right? That should be their nickname. I think the Toronto Tempo have, no pun intended, have a little bit more tempo and a little bit more momentum going for them than the Portland Fire do. The Portland Fire are going to be a dumpster fire, okay? The Portland dumpster fire. Toronto Tempo, I think, are going to be, I'm not saying they're going to be the Golden State Valley Cries of last year, but they are going to beat some teams. They're going to beat the Chicago Sky. They can beat the Minnesota Lynx before Napisa Collier gets back. They can beat the LA Sparks. They probably got enough talent to maybe sneak up on somebody like Dallas or somebody like that, on an off night. I don't think they're going to be as bad. But Portland, boy, that's going to be really, really, that's going to be painful basketball to watch on a daily basis.
Well, let's talk about the power rankings now that we've talked about the bottom feeders and the books, and you disagree on 1 and 2. Currently, let me give you what the odds are at DraftKings.
I got it right in front of me too.
To win it. New York plus 220, Las Vegas plus 390, Indy plus 450, Atlanta plus 650, Minnesota plus 800. Now you've got Las Vegas and Asia Wilson, obviously best player on the planet right now in the WNBA. It's not Caitlin Clark. Then you've got New York. You've got Atlanta, who we rode like a redheaded stepchild last year. And the Dallas Wings, which is interesting because Paige Bucher's there, UConn alum, was supposed to be the star of the team, and they did not really do all that well last year.
No.
And they drafted her girlfriend from UConn, Asa Fudd. That's an interesting combination. But the top four there, you're a little flip-flopped with New York and Las Vegas versus the books. Tim, talk about it.
Well, Tony, you're right. I completely wholeheartedly disagree with the sports books. That's my job is not to disagree or agree with the sports books. My job is to give my clients, right? Yeah. So it's not my job to.
When we're putting out picks, we're disagreeing with the sports books.
Exactly. That's my point. And hey, when they're putting out sharp lines, I'm agreeing with them and I'm staying the hell away, right? We're taking the head of the ship and we're sink or swim. We're right there with you. So I completely and utterly disagree with them when they have New York number one. The only reason they have the New York Liberty number one is because the New York Liberty went out and made a move that nobody saw coming. They already had a big three, right? We know about Sabrina Ionescu. We know about Breanna Stewart. We know about Jonquel Jones. What we did not see coming was Satabu Sabali, who, by the way, Sabrina Ionescu played 3 or 4 years with in college at the Oregon Ducks in the Pac-12, when it was the Pac-12, by the way. Did not see them getting Satabu Sabali in the offseason. So now they went from a big three to a big four, okay? That is a major, major difference, and that is why the books have the New York Liberty number one. I completely disagree. I am on the opposite end of the spectrum. The Las Vegas Aces have Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Jewel Lloyd. They combined for 8. Think about this for a minute. Everybody out there listening, they combined for 8 Olympic gold medals. 8. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. Becky Hammon is the best coach in the league. She could coach. She could coach in the NBA right now. Forget the WNBA. She could coach in the NBA and coach men right now and be one of the best 15 coaches in the men's league. And she did it with Greg Popovich. She was an assistant with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, she's an assistant with the Spurs. I thought she might be the first NBA women's coach.
And I still believe she will be, by the way, Tony.
Yeah,
I still believe she will be. So here is a one line for you. And I said it to you, when we talked off air. When you take a shot at the queen, baby, you best not miss. And I am not taking a shot. I'm not taking a shot at Vegas until they prove me otherwise. I'm going to ride them. I'm going to keep riding them because they are the queen. And I don't want to take a shot at them. And I think they're going to take New York. The New York Liberty went out in the first round of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
The first round in almost a sweep.
Yeah.
So I cannot get on the New York Liberty train. I'm a little bit similar to the books in how I have my other power rankings. My 4 through 8 are a little bit different, but that is why I am completely on the Las Vegas Aces, and I am completely off in terms of number 1 versus 2, the New York Liberty, Tony.
Lightning rod for controversy. Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Has
lightning rod.
Went to the Atlanta Dream. Now, you can say what you want to say about her. She's a baller. She can rebound with anybody in the league. Great rebounder. She does have games where she can have, 20 and 12 too.
She also has games where she kind of completely disappears as well.
Yeah. Your thoughts on Atlanta this year? They're hovering around that 4 mark.
They're hovering around 4. I actually have them power ranked to number 3. They won a franchise record 30 games last year. But they also, once again, were eliminated in the first round. To me, that matters. When you're playing your best basketball in May and you're playing your best basketball in June and July, that does not mean SHIT. Okay? It doesn't. It just does not mean SHIT. You need to be playing in the WNBA your best basketball in October and right around Halloween. And the New York Liberty did not do that. And the Atlanta Dream sure as hell did not do that. However, with the addition of, Angel Reese now coming on, we got Brittany Griner. Carl Semesco now has a year under his belt after coming over from Florida Gulf Coast University to the WNBA. I think I have them power ranked at number 3. But I'm very concerned that they just don't play their best basketball at the right time of the year, Tony.
Well, one thing that you've got here, and we'll have this power ranking list up on the website with some team previews and a copy of this video in the article section. Tim and I put together. We'll put that together here. But we have the prelim up now. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you have Indiana way down the list.
I do.
Obviously, Vegas has them at plus 450 and ranked 3rd, basically in best odds to win it all. Now, that is a lot of a public perception slant because Caitlin Clark, the star of the league, is on that team.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Indiana, why you've got them a little bit lower than, for instance, Phoenix, Dallas, and Atlanta.
Well, I have them lower because do you remember last year when I said that I don't know what to think? And just to go off topic for a second, the reason I also have the Dallas Wings as high as I do, people forget about a girl named Erika Abumawale, who all she does is score 30 points a night and can play with anybody in the world, okay?
Yep.
I mean, she if she wants to, she can put a 40-piece chicken McNugget on you like it's a Big Mac, man. She is that good, okay? So for me, that's why I have Dallas ranked high. And for me, also, I cannot get past the fact that Caitlin Clark, and last year when I said the Las Vegas Aces are going to win the WNBA championship, Tony, you saw all the comments. Get Tim Fines out of here. He's not a WNBA hand. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Las Vegas won the championship, right? I don't take many bows because I can't traffic and overstatements on the radio where that's one way to end your career. But Caitlin Clark's durability scares the hell out of me. It scares the hell out of me.
She had a preseason scare already.
And we're 2 weeks in, and she's been sitting. And all the books are saying, and she's on TV. Now, it's a record. She is on TV a record-breaking amount of times because people want to watch her. I understand. Yep. I get why. She's fun to watch. She's a fun basketball player to watch. That does not mean her durability is going to sustain the 45 to 50, which would actually end up being 60 games if you include the playoffs. So that's why I have them as low as I do, Tony.
Yeah, she is the Joel Embiid of the WNBA.
The Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, that guy's hurt when the wind blows. Let's talk a little bit about a team here. Then we'll get you some futures real quick and get you out of here, folks. We could do a show for 2 hours on every one of these teams.
Absolutely.
We won't do that, but what we're trying to do is give you some general knowledge and let you know that Tim and I work together. I consult with Tim on a daily basis to put my picks out on the website for you, and it's been a successful combination, and it's nice to have people to bounce stuff off of.
Absolutely.
Before we move on, though, Indiana has the same win total number as Atlanta, 29 and a half. Under is minus 130, so it's chalky. So even though they got them ranked 3rd above Atlanta, Atlanta under 29 and a half is only minus 120. So you see some public perception read into the line because Caitlin Clark helped this league establish a better financial opportunity for players because of her coming in the league. Angel Reese is a little bit part of that too because that's kind of must-see TV,
especially when they go against each other, Tony.
Yeah, but my best bet on the futures was under 29 and a half wins for Indiana this year. I don't think she's going to stay healthy.
don't
That's
either.
one of mine. You had a note that you'd sent me, and Tim and I consulted a little bit on this before the show, but hardly at all. But you had the Seattle Storm, the largest fall via power ratings in the 26-year history of the franchise. Talk about that real quick, Tim.
You know, it's sad. It's sad from a professional handicapping standpoint, not from a personal standpoint. I don't give a you know what, but to think just 2 years ago, Gabby Williams, Jewel Lloyd, Sue Bird, WNBA championship. This is the hardest they have fallen. And here comes my second overstatement, and then I think I'm done with overstatements. Ready? 26 years in franchise history, longer than I've been handicapping the WNBA by almost half of that, right? I have never seen a franchise fall harder than what I believe, just my personal opinion, the Seattle Storm are going to do this year. It is going to be the largest fall from a power ranking standpoint that I have seen in a 26-year franchise history of the Seattle Storm. What they did in the offseason and what their GM was thinking, I don't know how many drinks he had in him. I don't know how many substances he had, Tony, but something was not right. And it wasn't like they made move A to compensate for move B. They had the cap space. They had the money to keep players. They just didn't. And then everybody's saying, well, you got Fallujah Johnson in the draft. Okay, so you get one rookie at LSU who's going to what? Put the team on her back, averaging 13, maybe 12 points a game, when last time I checked, you need to score about 80 points a game to win a basketball game. Horrific move, horrific franchise, great franchise that is now a horrific franchise.
The Phoenix Mercury.
Enigma.
Seemed to be, in free agency and even the draft, seemed to be a little complacent, to say the least. Obviously, they're content with mediocrity. That's how I look at them.
I look at them the same way as you do, Tony. I think they're content with being mediocre, and that's just not going to get it done. You know, you don't want to be good, you don't want to be great, you want to be elite. You want to be elite. There's no parity. Okay, parity makes it seem like everybody's average. Everybody's not average. Everybody's good, outside of the Portland Fire. But right. Outside of them, everybody's good. Now, here's the one thing that the Phoenix Mercury have, where if you look at that season win total, Tony, the one thing they're going to put together is, I know it's only a 1-2 punch, but it still is an Alyssa Thompson and a Kala Copper 1-2 punch. That is still a Holyfield and a Tyson left hook and a right hook, okay?
Yeah. I agree.
So, yeah, sure. So I think that although they only have those two, if those two stay healthy, I think they make the playoffs and probably can get that first round maybe and lose in that like 3. They can either win that 3-2 or lose that 2-3. You know, that would be my opinion on them. Just an awful offseason, like you said. I think they let, we talked about New York, and we talked about Sabali going to New York. They let her walk out the door, just like almost like saying, hey, we're going to trade you 20 basketballs and a basketball rack for Satu Sabali. We're just going to send her packing to LaGuardia. Yeah, that was a real good move. Good move there, Seattle. That's going to come back to hurt them, Tony.
Yeah, folks, again, Tony George here with Tim Fines. I consult with Tim on a daily basis. Get the picks out for you at DocSports.com. Don't forget the WNBA right around the corner. There's a free $60 link in the description below. Put it towards the season pass, winning 3 out of the last 4 seasons. And those 3 winning seasons were about plus 11,000, maybe a little bit over that. And 2 of those years, 62% or better for the season, which is extremely difficult to do out there. It's a great team we have here, so be sure and get invested in the WNBA this year.
Sure. And Tony, we say it all the time, right? And you and I talk about this off air. When you go to the sports book and you go to the window, I cannot emphasize this enough. The WNBA, and I don't have any money in my pocket right now, or I'd break it out. It's in the other room. The WNBA pays the same amount and the same color green paper as Alabama football and LSU football and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Geez, oh man, get on the WNBA. The lines are not as sharp. This is what we do. This is what we do for a living. It's how we pay the mortgage. It's how we put food on our table. It's how we feed our children. Get on the WNBA bandwagon and don't discard the 3 and 4 unit plays. Play them all. Play them all. We have the best. You guys have such a good thing going there, and don't discard those 3 and 4 plays because that is the bread and butter. That's the bread and butter right there for us.
On my profile page on DocSports.com, you'll see the value of 3 and 4 unit picks. It's about a 10-minute video.
Yep.
Just because we're not shoving all our picks in on 6 and 7 unit plays every day, we're putting out the best bets on the board, and it's a low volume approach. And in terms of the WNBA, I'll just say this. NASCAR, I'm killing it. I have for 5 years.
NASCAR and the WNBA.
UFL this year, killing it. PGA, killing it. Don't like those sports, don't like to watch them. For whatever reason, don't like watching the WNBA. Who gives a rat's ass? Just bet them.
Do you like money?
Because we're good at them. Yep. FYI. And proof's in the pudding. So that being said, Tim, we could talk about all these teams. Before we get to a couple of best bets here, bottom line, you're expecting some regression out of Golden State this year.
I am, just because I think that they came in and they overachieved so much last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony, I am not, nothing shocks me in this business anymore. Nothing shocks me at all. Yeah. The other day, I think in baseball, I had I forget, it was somebody was up 13-0. I don't check the score till the next morning anymore. At this point in my career doing this, you and I both know it's not worth following every pitch, following every bounce of the ball. You'll die. We'd be dead already if we did that. So I think that I still think they're gonna have some. I think their defense is really their star, right? Together, because they mix their defense up. They don't just play a 2-3 zone. They play a 2-3 zone. They play a 1-3-1 matchup. They'll play it high with that guard. They'll push it. They'll trap it. They'll try to do what's called a Temple flash. Remember John Chaney from Temple?
Sure.
John Chaney used to run this 2-3 zone where he really made it look like a 2-1-2 zone with 2 high guards. And when he saw you coming, he would say, flash, flash, flash. And this is old school Philly basketball, right? Lynn Greer, I'm talking. Back in the late, I was like 9 years old listening to John Chaney yell flash. And Lynn Greer would fly up the court and he would just pick off and pickpocket. It's almost like a monster in the middle, right? And that's exactly the kind of defense that they play. That they also play man to man or woman to woman in this case. But they also they do a good job of really switching it up. I think they'll do the same thing this year. But they're going to need to find a way to score more points because that was their Achilles heel last year. And this year they did not do much in the offseason to correct that. Now, they're not okay with being mediocre. They're a second year still, trying to figure their ways. They overachieved last year, and I think they're just going to take a little bit of a step down this year.
Yeah. Another thing, too, teams didn't know what to expect out of them last year, and they run the same thing. They're going to adjust their offense to be more successful against them. I will say that Golden State's very well coached. That was one of the better
coaches. They're very well coached. They're extremely well coached.
Yeah, in the WNBA. Tim, got a couple of best bets or a best bet?
I do. For me, we are going to first, I'm going to tell you right now, at DraftKings, I believe they're around plus 350. You mentioned it about 20 minutes ago, give or take, 25 minutes ago. At BetMGM, the Las Vegas Aces are plus 4 or plus 405 over the past hour. I'm looking at it right now. BetMGM. Tony and I don't, whatever gives us the best lines, that's the sportsbook who has our loyalty. Okay. Wherever we can get the best value. We don't back any sportsbook. We have no allegiance to anybody other than our clients, our customers, and our bankroll and their bankroll. So for plus 400, get over to BetMGM, take the Las Vegas Aces, take them to win the WNBA championship in 2026. If you're looking for an unbelievable long shot and you have $100 bill in your pocket, we're not selling grandma's stocks. We're not pawning the Rolex. We're not making sure that the baby has his formula. We all good? Okay. Check. You got $100 in your pocket? Go put it down at the window and get yourself $4,000 back on the Dallas Wings to win the 2026 WNBA championship. Yes, it is a long shot. Please don't kill me in the comments, okay? It's a long shot. But for $100 to get $4,000 in return with Arika Abumawale, Paige Buckers, and Azzy Fudd, I'm taking that $100 and trying to turn that into $4,000.
That would be a play on the over 22.5 wins.
On the over 22.5 as
well.
That is correct. I think that should be juiced up to about 140, 145.
There you go.
The last best bet freebie, unfortunately, it's not going to be a freebie, but it can be if you click in the link in the description below, because we will park it in your account. We'll park it. We'll valet park it. Doc Sports does a great job. Okay. Tony is going to post an 8-unit WNBA futures play that, in my opinion, is like stealing money from Caesars or BetMGM or Circa or Win or whatever your favorite outlet will be. We'll have that up soon for you. I can't disclose any information on that because that is private between Tony and I. And he'll have that up for you, ready to rock and roll. He and I already talked about it. So that, unfortunately, that is not free. But again, the best one there is going to be BetMGM plus 400 Las Vegas Aces to win the 2026 WNBA championship, Tony.
There you go. I got two best bets. Indiana under 29 and a half wins minus 130, and Dallas over 22 and a half wins.
Over 22 and a half.
Tim Fines, a professional sports bettor out of Atlantic City who consults with me on the WNBA. We'll have picks up day one. We may open up with a nice size one for you as well. Doc Sports, your destination website. As always, we give you that free $60 link in the description below. Comes with a profit guarantee and no hassles. Be sure
it's the place to be, guys and girls. I'm telling you, it's the place to be. I do it myself. I do this for a living, and I do the same thing. So, that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, Tim buys picks over there. So there you go.
I really do.
And I don't. Yeah, for sure. So, living, breathing, eating proof right there from Atlantic City. Have a great WNBA season. We will be back with a WNBA update at the All-Star break as we do every year. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's have a great year.